Hello, welcome to Disenthrall. Today we're talking about the tragic case of Michele Wilkins and the murder of her unborn child.
So in Longmont, Colorado, 26-year-old Michele Wilkins, who is 7 months pregnant at this time, responded to a Craigslist ad where she was looking for baby clothes for her unborn child. The person putting out the ad was 34-year-old Dynel Lane. Whenever Michele Wilkins went to her place to get the baby clothes, Dynel Lane answered the door. While inside, Dynel Lane...
I hate this story. I hate it so bad, but we got to make a point. So,
okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm just reacting to what you're saying. I know what's coming. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay. While inside, Dynel Lane took some broken glass and stabbed Michele Wilkins multiple times. While Michele Wilkins was most likely unconscious from that stabbing with the broken glass, Dynel Lane took a knife, sliced open Michele Wilkins' stomach
with surgical precision.
Right, like she had researched this beforehand.
Practiced it or researched it, yeah.
Right.
Not practice it, but yeah.
And took her unborn child out of her stomach. So we'll play the audio from of Michele Wilkins explaining to 911 dispatch what exactly happened.
This is graphic audio.
Yeah.
I feel it's important to play. We're only playing a small portion of it,
right?
Maybe less than a minute of it, but yeah. I feel it's important that we listen.
Yeah, it's rough, but yeah.
Okay, tell me what happened.
She cut me.
Who cut you?
Downstairs, I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
Responded to.
Hang on.
It's correct.
Hold on.
Please. I'm downstairs.
Okay, who cut you?
This girl I responded to was ready for gas.
What did she cut you with?
And I'm pregnant. She got me on my stomach.
Okay.
I'm afraid.
She cut you in your stomach?
I'm pregnant. I'm bleeding.
I know, you stay with me, okay? I got everybody coming to help you. You stay on the phone, don't hang up. Can you grab a towel or anything you can get in your hands and put it on your wound and press? How far along are you?
7 months.
7 months? Okay.
Yeah. So she cuts her stomach, takes the baby out. Dynel then left Michele Wilkins to bleed to death in the basement. She then took her baby.
Well, first of all, she left the baby to die upstairs in the bathtub.
In the bathtub, yeah. Put the baby in the bathtub. Then she left Michele Wilkins in the basement while she took the baby to the hospital to say that she had a miscarriage, claiming that it was her baby, her unborn child, and that she had a miscarriage.
So obviously this person is mentally just gone.
Yeah,
she
completely.
is completely insane.
Right.
No even partially reasonable person would ever do this.
Right.
It is evil. Yeah. To the point that there can be very little mental sanity to be found.
Right. So obviously from the 911 call, you can see that Michele Wilkins was able to get some help. Turns out that she'll be okay. Obviously the baby didn't make it. I mean, it's pretty rough to make it after those circumstances. This is where things get even worse though, because Dynel will not be charged with murder charges due to a law that says that basically a quote-unquote fetus is not considered a viable child unless it's proven that the child took a breath outside of the mother's body. So therefore it's not considered basically a human being, and so Dynel cannot be charged with murder charges of the baby.
I just want to... there is a law in existence that can remove the humanity from a human life.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Is there a better case against the government?
Yeah.
The existence of a government than the fact that it somehow has the ability to remove humanity from the most defenseless among us. Like,
yeah. Yeah. And just to give like a little story, like backstory of what Colorado thinks about abortion laws and stuff like that. They're actually one of the few states that where late abortion can be attained. Outpatient abortion is available up to 26 weeks, 6 months. And in addition, medically indicated termination of pregnancy upon 8 months is also an option for conditions such as fetal anomalies, genetic disorders, fetal demise, and or severe medical problems. So you can guess just from that legal jargon right there what Colorado's stance is on considering an unborn child a human being.
well, I mean, yeah, a lot of people are making big mountains out of the fact that the prosecutor in this case that would be in charge of prosecuting murder upon this woman for the death of this child was one of the people that pushed for this particular pro-abortion law to be passed. And so I'm sure there's there is a conflict of interest. He obviously doesn't want this law scrutinized that he helped pass, and it's also the law that is protecting one of the worst cases of murder I've ever even heard of.
7 months. So 2 months before the child is born.
So yeah, but like I like to just blow right past that little fact because there's all sorts of conflict of interest and perversion in government in general. I want to talk about the fact again, like there is a law that can remove your humanity. Right. And I think this is one of those rare cases that we can never be glad popped up, but now that it has, it is a great example of the arbitrary nature of abortion laws. None of it's science-based. Science tells us that from the moment of conception, you have a human life. Human life. And I think I would be surprised, honestly, and that takes a lot, but I would be surprised even the most staunch pro-choice advocate would not consider what just happened here murder. But to draw these distinctions with these laws, you have to pick an arbitrary line. Yeah. And just because this particular law in this particular circumstance prevented this from being called a murder, this is hard to talk about. But
I mean, my point on that is the last point. I'll just say it really quick that the utilitarian mindset of progressives allows them to completely disregard the murder of this child because accepting this for what it is, cold-blooded murder of a human being, would derail years of work fighting for pro-choice abortion laws. So that's how they justify it because,
This is what it is. Yeah. This is what we've come to. Like, now we have a law. It's not a human. Therefore, it's not murder. This is what you have given us pro-choicers. Like, this is the path that you have taken us down, and this is this is the result. Right. I'm not even having the discussion about should abortion be legal or illegal. I'm not even having that discussion. I'm saying that the path you have taken us down has led to this. Right. So somewhere we effed up, whether or not you're pro or against, pro-choice, against choice, whatever stupid name you want to call yourself. This is where you've led us, and this is the path that we are now on. This is where it's leading us.
Yeah, this is another situation among many situations where a future human being or some foreign human being will look back at this instance and just shake their head and be like, "What the hell were they thinking? They're so stupid because of this."
I completely, I honestly believe that, and I'm trying to stay away from the actual abortion debate, but I honestly believe this is the slavery of our generation. Like you said, the future people are going to look back on us as just barbaric.
Right. No, this is completely barbaric. That's a great word for it.
Shame on Colorado. Shame on Colorado.
Yeah.
This is the path we're on. This is the path you took. I don't know what else to say.
Well, this is the worst situation because this woman is not going to get what she deserves.
That baby's not going to get what it deserves.
Well, true. Yeah, of course. Like it's all over for that life. But this woman will not, like, we will not see what we should see in terms of what's going to happen to this woman.
Yeah, and we don't even have to talk about what the appropriate punishment should be for this psycho.
Yeah.
Like,
I know it's not going to happen.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, man. When we dehumanize, when we give the state the power to remove the humanity, we got a big problem.
Definitely,
we got a big problem.
Yeah, definitely. So
this is a tragic story to tell. This was hard. I wasn't sure if we should do this, but it's a really important message that whether or not you're pro-choice or pro-life, we're on the wrong path right now.
Yeah.
And we are going to be looked back on with as much shame as Colorado should be feeling right now.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah, we listened to the entire audio of that 911 call, and it got super emotional just because whenever you hear like the woman say that she's pregnant, like it's just like at that instant you're like, oh shit.
Well, for me, I don't mean to dig this in and like make it even more tragic than it was, but what I'm thinking when I'm hearing that is this woman doesn't realize yet
right? No, she doesn't.
She's not pregnant anymore.
All she says is that she's bleeding. I'm bleeding. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, like she has no idea what the fuck just happened.
No big deal. Not a life.
Yeah, right.
Colorado. No big deal. No big deal. It's not human. It's not a life. It hadn't breathed yet. And that was something. This shows how stupid and arbitrary this crap has to be. A cop in his report said that he witnessed the baby in the bathtub. I think it was in the bathtub. Mm-hmm. So I don't think she actually took the baby to the hospital with her. The cop in his report said that he saw the baby take a breath.
Right.
But apparently that wasn't proof enough to satisfy this evil law.
Right.
That says for it to be human and worthy of protection, it has to have taken a breath.
Right.
So apparently a cop's report wasn't enough to satisfy that. And
yeah, it's crazy.
If we can't morally condemn this shit, then what can we possibly morally condemn? Anyway, that I don't want to belabor this any longer, but I did want to tell this story.
Yeah.
We gotta get our shit together, generation.
Yeah. Whenever you told me about this story for the first time, I couldn't believe it. I was in shock about what was happening. Like, obviously, like, whenever you told me what happened, I was like, oh, okay, so this woman's gonna get what she deserves. But you're like, she's not being charged for murder of the baby.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't say that I've completely come to the final decision on my opinion on the death penalty. But if there was a case, if there was a case, I'm pretty much set against the death penalty at this point. But man, if there was a case to change my mind,
yeah. Wow. It's always something about children that takes up a notch.
Yep.
Yeah, because they're completely innocent.
The danger to the pro-choice debate is the same thing we were talking about in some of our previous videos. You have to universalize your principles. Mm-hmm. So they can't call this not a life, not a baby.
Yeah.
In every other situation except this one. Yeah. It's either a baby or it's not.
They're not trying to say that this was basically just an abortion, are they?
that's what the law's purpose is. It's to decriminalize the ending of a life.
I mean, that's just
in
straight
this
up
situation.
bullshit anyways, because an abortion is supposed to be the choice of the mother, right? Well, she didn't choose to have this woman cut the baby out of her stomach.
But it's not the choice of the mother that makes it moral.
Right.
Like it's either a fetus that isn't a baby, or it's not. It's either moral to end the life or it's not. The choice doesn't make it moral or immoral.
Well, I know,
right?
But I was just it's not the same situation because of that. But
so this is you have to universalize your principles, or you're not intellectually honest. And so this, in my opinion, without getting into the debate, this shows the fault in using at least like ignore the whole debate on whether it's moral or not. This shows the problem with using the government to get your way in this debate,
right?
Because you have to make a law, because that's the only tool in the toolbox with government, laws, and you have to and laws have to be spelled out, which means that it has to be arbitrary. And this is what you get. This is what you get.
Yeah. Well, for you and me, this is an open shut case of what we think should happen. But
I would love to have a conversation with anyone that disagrees. Like if you
you have to have something wrong with you.
If you can sit there and somehow make this okay.
Yeah. I'd love to see you try and do that. That's just.
All right. Well,
yeah.
We wanted to tell a story. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.